It's the very next day. I got all my camera stuff on me here, and the dogs and I are going to go swap a camera. We're going to do 2 cameras right now, and on the way there, we're going to look for that other antler. We're going to check it out. I was up all night thinking about where that other antler could be, and we found it yesterday right underneath that pine tree right there. And I'm hoping that the other one is just on this little hillside right here in the open. That'd be like the best case scenario. If not, I think he's going to be side hilling behind the deer tower that way. But we'll check it out as we're putting up these cameras. All right, I got my best 2 guys on it. Dougie, find it. Find it. Come on. Find it. Lukey, find it. Find it. Where's it at? Where's it at? Let's go. Come on, find it. Come on. Find it. I'm gonna check this hill right here before we go in the woods. They're looking though. Their tails are going. They know we want something. Find it. Luke, you better find it. All right. No luck in the field here. So now I moved up by the edge of the woods. I'm heading down towards that pine tree. But right now I'm looking in just the wood line here from the edge of the field. And you can see all these sticks, and man, it is not a clean forest floor. It is full of sticks and junk, and really hard to look for in this whole area here. But that's why the deer like it. But it's definitely hard to spot an antler in this stuff here. This little area sticking out into the field here is hickory trees. So I didn't mow it. These are all little hickory trees coming up. You can see. Get out of there. They like cutting right through this instead of going around it. Look that's from rabbits. In the middle of winter, the rabbits will chew all the bottoms of your trees. All right, I was following a deer trail through the woods, and then the deer trail came down to this old logging road. And now I'm just taking a walk on the logging road. It's pretty nice and quiet. But I don't see anything. A lot of deer tracks, trails, some beds. I actually saw some beds on the hillsides. But I'm getting further and further away from where that antler was, and my mind is starting to tell me that a coyote carried it away. I don't know why. I don't even know if that's a thing. But there's an old scrape. But I'm losing hope of finding that antler. The other side. I had to stop right here. Look at this hemlock tree. Golly. It is a giant. I can even get back there. It's so straight, dark green. Really pretty. And here's another one here, but it's not as big. All right, we checked the woods, nothing. And now I'm going to walk this ditch line back and forth. See if he came out and jumped the ditch to go into the food plots and maybe dropped it out here. Here's what this food plot looks like now. It's all oats. I think I threw some brassicas in here too, but mostly what you're seeing is dead oats. Well, dormant. I don't know if they're dead. They might just be dormant. They're about 6 to 8 inches tall. And if you can see, the tops of them are all nipped off. Most of them. They're chewed flat. So they were in here a lot. This food plot actually worked. We had them coming out here and every day eating this. It goes from the woods all the way down to the deer tower down there. It's pretty neat looking. I don't know if these come back in the spring or not. But there might be. We might find some antlers in here still. I don't know. If they still are coming in here or not. Well, I've been out here for about 4 hours. I got up this morning and it looked kind of rainy, cold, and I started walking. I started up there, it's about 100 yards up the hill here on the left where those pine trees are is where I found his one side. I looked all along the hill there, and then I started following deer trails in the woods a little bit, but I didn't want to go too far into our hill, the bedding area. I want to say it's like 80 to 90 acres up there that I don't like walking on, so I kind of pulled out of that, and then I said, well, what if that wasn't the second antler that fell off? What if it was the first side that fell off on his way out to the food plots in the field looking at the doe? So he came out of the woods, shook his head, first one fell off, and then the second one might be out there in the muddy fields. So then I started zigzagging all the fields. Then I went to our back field. I said, where the heck is that other antler? And then I said, well, the last place to check, I did have him on camera down here, down by this orchard that we planted. I had him down here in the swamp coming through here. I said, well, what if that's his normal routine and he's not coming off the hill? What if he's coming from here? What if he's coming from the swamp and wrapping around this hill and just walking up along this edge here? And I'm heading back to the house, and I said, well, I'm done, but let me just walk the perimeter of this field here. I didn't want to walk through the swamp. I'm probably getting you dizzy, but I started walking the edge of this field, and I'm looking to the right, and can you see that? I didn't even go in there yet, but if you look right there, I'll keep zooming up. That white circle right there stood out to me, and I said, there's no way that's not right. A white circle like that has to be an antler. That has to be it. There's kind of a deer trail coming through here. I hope it's him. If this is him, it should be a 4 point. I mean, it should be a 5 because he was a 10 point. Oh, I think it's him. We got him. Wow, we found him. And look, it's been covered with some branches. This tree here fell on it, but we found him. We found the stinking 10 point. Look at the size of that button on there. That's got to be 2 inches. Nice and rough. Wow. I'm going to take a snapshot of that. We found him right down here coming out of the swamp. So this antler here is probably not even 100 yards from the other one, just like I thought. When they're this big, they can't have one side that heavy without the other side. Their head's just too off balance, so they drop them both, the bigger bucks. That's my theory anyway. I don't know if that's true, but the smaller bucks can hold on to one side a lot longer, but these antlers this heavy, they can't have just one side on. It bothers them too much, so they fall off together. I know I look like a mess, but gosh, I'm trying to hold my arm out far so you guys can see the size of this guy. That's him. We didn't shoot him with a rifle, but we got him. We found him as sheds, so he's here for next year, hopefully. I'm gonna go back to the house and hold both sides up to finish this video, and we'll hold them up on the wall compared to our other ones. But this is another set we found here on the property. But let's try to get a thumbnail here. I don't know which way looks better. All right, here it is. Here's that left side I just found down in the swamp. Look how rough it is, and it's really heavy. And this is the one that we found yesterday. Let's see what she looks like here. There he is. That's a pretty nice buck. So that is a really heavy, heavy 10 point, really nice. And here's our best one. If you look back in our channel, Miss Oxford 821 found that together. But I think that this might be the same deer, because see how rough it is there and there? Well, that's how this is. This is really rough. And this buck, I think he's like a ghost buck. I don't think he likes polishing his rack. Let's see, I don't know if I got it right, but I don't know. It could be him. I mean, that's really heavy. He's definitely got more mass on him here and here compared to there. If you look at, these are all our sheds that we find all over. So anybody that thinks we're not finding them, we do. And on the back of every shed, we write. It's kind of faded. That one's kind of faded, but I mean, I have them separated in age class, and we write on the who found. See, Doug. See, the dog found this one. Doug. Of 23, and I mean, even these are nice ones. Yeah, I found that one. But Doug found this set. If you look at last year's video, he found this in the cornfield there. He found both those. And then here's another set here. This was a nice buck too, but I don't think he definitely is. This one here, this 10 points definitely. Heck, man, he's got more mass on him than that guy. And then, so we're finding some good sheds here, and I'm going to take the phone and I'm going to take you upstairs, and I'm going to show you the other. Just to wrap up this video, let's go upstairs here. We're packing up all the Christmas stuff, so this is some more of the racks we found here, sets. So this buck right here. Let me back up here. That buck, I found his sheds 2 years in a row. So that's the first time we found his sheds right here. And then the next year, that's him. And then when we finally shot him, I think we shot him as a 4-year-old right there, a 4-year-old 9-point. He was a giant. He was a 200-pound 8-point right there. And these are all on video. I have these on there. And then there's the 8-point I shot up in the food plot there. But yeah, so there's 2 more sheds we found, sets. So that's it for the video. I'm probably going to go out again.